Boxing is so much more than just punching. It's therapeutic. You have to fight through everything in life that you've experienced. In order to create longevity in an athlete, you have to be intelligent. You have to do things efficiently and not cookie cut things anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Amelia Moore!
You know, my last fight in October, I had a partial hamstring tear and I pulled my back. And, you know, somebody asked me, was like, wow, you looked great. Like, you looked 100%. I was like, man, I was running 100% on 40%, baby.
Nobody has the patience to put that work in. They want this immediate satisfaction. They want this immediate good job, this reward. You walk in here, it's gonna take you 6 months to a year before you even step foot in here with the mouth guard in.
Hey man, one step at a time. You can't take more bites. We've already got something to chew on, so.
There's a level of struggle that's required to be resilient. Boxing itself is selfish. You know, it's your first relationship, it's your first love, it's your first priority. One of the biggest hurts is when you isolate yourself because you get too far down the rabbit hole, and when you come out of it, there's nothing. I'm Amelia Moore. I'm a pro boxer, 3-0 record with 1 knockout, currently ranked number 5 in the world by the WBA and number 6 in the world by the WBO. In 2017, I won my first national title and gained a spot at 141 pounds to Team USA, USA Boxing. Here in Colorado Springs is where the US Olympic Training Center is. And that year, leading into 2018, was a world championship year. 2018 was a massive year for me. It was my international debut. My first one was in Spain, and then I went to New Delhi, India for women's world championships. The ultimate goal for the amateurs is to win nationals, make Team USA or USA Boxing, and eventually go to the Olympics, you know, and world championships.
The winner is USA.
The first time I saw Amelia, she was on a bike, dying, cutting weight. Like, she was just so skinny and so exhausted, and she was mostly at the Olympic Training Center finishing her last year before the 2024 Olympics. And then when she decided to turn pro is when I started coaching her full time.
Amelia Moore making her long-awaited pro debut at 34 years young. She comes in off an impressive amateur resume.
The uniqueness with Amelia and I's relationship is that we are around the same age, but we took different paths in life.
Alex is amazing. There's not that many female coaches. There's not maybe 2 others in this country that I would even allow to either wrap my hands or work with me.
We have a wonderful, respectful relationship where she is learning and growing from me, but also I'm learning and growing from her. And we know exactly when it's time to like loosen up and when it's time to focus and work and be disciplined.
There's this balance between the new age of training and that old school mindset of, you know, being resilient and just toughening it out. That balance for me will always be a struggle.
I hate that we call it old school boxing because old school boxing is hard work and grit. And nowadays, I think we kind of shy against that, or that's too intense, that's too this. This is a boxing gym. You're not walking into a cheerleading gymnastics situation. You're joining a gym to fight.
Stay fast with your punches regardless of what's going on. Regardless. All the warming up is done. We say that have movement. Catch too. Remember, we talk about catch right afterwards, not always just staying in front. Right? Tempo changes. Good. Tempo changes. The hands back up. Touch, touch, touch. They're not all hard. Then angle. Hands up. You had a hard time committing to either one because of emotion. You didn't commit. Good job, ladies. Good work. Good job. How come you go to the body so good? Your combinations to the body were like, so good to the body.
As an athlete who's, an elite athlete, we all struggle with workload. We get this like guilt mentality of I'm not doing enough, or when I'm not training, my opponent is.
Amelia will train until the wheels fall off, until all of her muscles disappear. If Amelia and I are in a fight and it's Amelia, and we're in a title fight and it's round 4, she's not gonna tell me that she can't continue. She's not. She's gonna wanna win at all costs, and she's gonna give her best. So, if I see something and I for sure know that she can't continue, I'll be the one that stops it. She won't be the one.
It's hard when you're fighting yourself before you even get in the ring to fight an opponent. Your mind starts to get clouded. You start like, I just have to get through this. My foundation coach used to always end his text messages with "keep punching." And when he became ill and he eventually passed, that was something that just really stuck with me. The idea of keep punching and like just keep moving no matter what. But you got to figure out where to draw the line. There's always that debate.
Couple of that, couple of that.
The weight debate,
Couple more of those.
So I actually went down to 125, so I went down to 57 kilo, and it was a hell of a journey. I'm 5'8". And the overtraining, underfueling that it took, and doing so in a way that wasn't monitored, created a cascade of injuries. I tore my hamstring at the insertion site at my left leg, at nationals, my first tournament, first walking in the fight, had to fight 2 more times, won nationals. That took me over a year to heal. Still competing, went to continentals, went to worlds over the next 5 months, never had appropriate treatment, still underfueling, still overtraining. We're talking like 2 hours of cardio every day. It was a huge ask. The way it affected my personal life, if you don't have energy even, just to think, imagine that the emotional side, you lose connection, you lose focus on anything that's not the immediate goal. It's kind of like you're in survival mode, you're just down the rabbit hole.
I'd gotten COVID really bad, and I had migraines from long haul COVID, because I was in the ICU, and the neurologist, and I didn't know any better at the time, thought that there's a treatment for migraines that are ocular triggered to do Botox, like literally through your entire head, neck, and traps. But when they did it in my neck, it paralyzed and shut down the muscles in my neck. And it was one of my highest competition years. I was fighting every 3 months, 4 or 5 times in a month. And I just started to sustain really bad whiplash. And when I stopped doing the Botox, all of a sudden I started to get head droop. And it was because the muscles had been disengaged and then injured because I had no control. So trying to be treated for post-illness to kind of being treated incorrectly to then it creating an actual injury, and something I've been coming back from. So now my neck strength, and it affects everything, right? Your brain stems in your neck. I think that's one of the reasons why it's so important for athletes to go see and only speak to doctors that treat athletes. We are the 0.01%, right? I'm in a controlled car crash every other day. And so treating athletes in a way that's specific to athlete function and longevity is really important, because we can sustain injuries. And yeah, they have a medical degree, but do they have a medical degree in this very specific area? So
You're going through that next phase of your career. What does that look like? I think that the sacrifice is time. I'm 35 now. Let's start doing things that actually make sense, instead of just following the recipe that's been handed to me. It's time to make our own. The most dangerous type of athlete is a smart athlete. Making sure that every moment and everything that we're doing is as specific as possible. Working with nutritionists, getting behind the science, even on the nutrition side, where the weight cuts make sense and you're not working against your body. Using scientifically backed modalities, utilizing DEXAs, RMR testing, VO2 max testing, using periodization, and knowing how the central nervous system works. Brain resiliency, if your brain is not healthy, your reaction time lessens.
By really training your body to be as proficient as possible, you become a more dangerous, more accurate, faster reactive athlete.
When I moved into the pro side, community was really important to me, and building that network to make sure that this train got to the destination that it was supposed to be was one of the most essential things for me. I gained a coach, I gained a sister, I gained community, and the gym became everything that I was missing.
The thing about Amelia that's special is we all are given a different set of cards, whether it's in our childhood, whether it's when we grow up, and we all have a choice of how we're gonna manage those cards. And she has chosen to never quit on anything that she has started, on anything.
Amelia Moore!
I want to prove and show everybody it's not about being a good for a woman. I'm a damn good fighter, and I want everyone to feel that and see that.
I would say that the representation of my journey and my brand is really helping people make that ascent, step out of their own struggle, step out of their own trauma, and just really live their truest self. Always ask questions, always ask why, always try to understand, and never ever lose your curiosity. It is going to be the one spark that makes this life, no matter what happens, a really beautiful experience. Be curious.